don't know how I keep forgetting to put my earpiece hood on though. Matter of fact, let me make sure they on. All right, we in here. Let me do some explaining on the thumbnail or the title or whatever. A couple of things I'm going to get into. What's up, Money Too? Man, we could probably start getting in Trump, man. It's time to get your votes in, man. Get ready to start voting and shit. It's so detrimental. So I'm gonna start educating y'all. We gonna do a whole bunch of episodes about Biden and Trump and Republicans and Democrats and voting, cause I feel like it's necessary. I'm scared to death. Um, Title of this show is One Truth Trump Told. So we gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the Epstein list and some of the things that came out about that. And what's up, Michael Neal? Welcome back. Man, get on it. Encourage your people, let them know. Everybody need to be on that. You know, a lot of places back in the day would have told me, man, I ain't gonna tell you who to vote for. You gonna motherfucker, boy. I'm gonna tell you who not to vote for. Check this out. So let me see where I want to start it. Let's start with the Epstein list. Some of the things that came out on the Epstein list was some 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old girls. What's up, Chris? Uh, you back, my boy? These little girls had came out back in the day and they had told what was going on, which is basically they was being argued. You know what I'm saying? Grapes. Trump and Epstein were feeding these little girls these grapes against their will. You know what I'm saying? Someone was giving massages, someone was being held down, and it was being took from them. But these girls, they spilled the beans and they told it way back when. Some of these lawsuits and these cases was pending up until a few days before this man announced he was running for office in 2016. I know one case, and all this shit is in writing. This ain't shit that, you know what I'm saying, somebody just now came out and said, oh, me too. No, this shit was in writing from years ago. It's in the paperwork. This is shit that been, I don't know why the public ain't know, or maybe the public did know and I just didn't know. But this is things about Trump and Epstein that was just kept under wraps. The government had this shit. They've been knew this shit. They've been sitting on this paperwork. You know, we all know Epstein did not kill himself in their prison cell. We know this man was fit to spill the beans on a whole lot of rich folks. Whole lot of nasty ass individuals. And the person named who was in Epstein paperwork the most was one Donald J. Trump. One girl say, I wish I had the ages of these girls to go along with the stories. But I know one little girl say that she was held down by Trump and fed them grapes forcefully. And she said she went from begging him to stop, from just begging him to at least put a condom on. And she said that when it was all said and done and he got up off of her, dude reached down in his pocket and grabbed some money and hit her in the face with it. Just threw it on her while she was still laying in the bed, told her to go get her abortion. And I was thinking to myself, What if she would have got pregnant? What if she wouldn't have went and got that abortion? And then came back later on like, hey. And then I started thinking, nothing. Probably the same thing going on with Jay-Z. Motherfucker been trying to get dude take a DNA test for years on an underage, you know what I'm saying, on a baby that was born to an underage woman. 20 years, that man, 20 plus years. And he still ain't took that DNA test. Trump would have did the same shit. Same thing he do with illegal cases. Put it off, put it off, put it off, set it off, put it off. Pay it to go away. Threaten the motherfucker. We all know Jaden made some motherfuckers disappear. The same woman that was trying to, she gone too. She ain't breathing no more. But this ain't about him today. This about Trump. I know it was one story about, I think it was a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old girl together that they had to lay down and perform fellatio on each other. And when they got done, then they both had to do it to him at the same time. And like I say, all this shit in black and white. This is all the shit that was in the stories, you know what I'm saying, in the paperwork. This shit is black and white. This ain't no shit I'm making up to make this man sound bad. But I could have been did that if that was the point. And I look back and they talking about how at the time he did that to the one girl that he threw the money on. I think she was 14. Whatever age she was, this man's daughter was the same age at that time. So when I heard that his daughter was the same age, it messed me up when they were like, the girl actually looked a lot like his daughter. Even to this day, she's still supposed to look like his daughter. And I think about the type of shit when I hear him say how sexy his daughter is and how beautiful she is, and he had dated his daughter and all this type of shit. I'd be like, man, them people be so damn sick. They be with all the shit that we be joking about Alabama. All the shit that we joke with them about, the ancestral shit, they be with all that shit, man. This man used to have his kids around Jeffrey Epstein. They had a story on there talking about the stewardess of the airplane said that him and Jeffrey Epstein got on the plane and they was accompanied by a female. She looked young. You couldn't tell her age. She was in between 20 and 12. And I said, hold on. What's up, Nisha? You been gone for a minute. I said, hold on, man. How do you get a 20-year-old confused with a 12-year-old? So they go back and, you know, they're like, the little girl was made up. She had makeup on and she was dressed up like an older woman. But, and I'm like, but still, I could, if she was black, I could see you saying a 13-year-old and 18-year-old. But you talking about a white girl, 12 and 20. Them too many years apart to be confused whether she 12 or 20. And I only say that because I know some of our black girls, they grow up fast and they grow out fast. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to confuse them. There's not a whole lot of white girls just growing up and out that fast. Especially not back in the 90s. Come on now. Be for real. One thing we not going to do is lie. We not going to put the 10 on the 20. We not going to add a whole bunch of bullshit in. Wasn't no 12-year-old white girls passed for no 20-year-olds back then. I don't give a damn how much makeup they had on. You can still tell that's a child with makeup on. It's different when you got a child that's built like a grown-ass woman with the makeup on, the nails on, the hair on, the lashes on, and she acting like that. But when you got a timid-ass 12-year-old girl getting on a plane with two old-ass men, she ain't talking like it. She ain't walking like it. She ain't acting like it. She acting like she 12 with makeup on. And get out of here, man. Y'all know what was going on. That's why these stories even came to light. That's why they got wrote down in paper. That's why somebody listened to them and typed it down and put them in this file years and years and years ago, because it's credibility to them. Because they knew back then the girl was young. That's why they saying, they trying to make it sound good. Well, she could have been 12, she could have been 20. Come on, man. Donald Trump is on camera admitting to the fact that Epstein is one of his best friends. You know, for a long time. He likes beautiful women just like me. Some I better say are on the younger side. That's what he said. If you ain't talking about a child, why would you even mention the fact that this man like women on the younger side? What the fuck is the younger side? Come on, man. This man got a history. You knew about the history. You all in his flight manifest. You all in his house. You all in his company. You best friends with him. He all on your plane. He on, you know what I'm saying? You on his plane. The runway gets shut down. The first thing he think of is, hey, he gonna take the young girl to your casino. I lost a little weight. Need to get this stomach a little flat. Appreciate you though. These people just sick, but we already knew that. I'm tired of preaching, and I ain't been preaching this shit to y'all, even though I probably should have this whole time. Since I got a little bit of a platform, I should have been spitting this shit, but I'm finna start spitting it, man. What helped me make my mind up was I told y'all about my white homeboy. And how when, like, if I go on the page and I say something like the shit I'm saying now, all his white people, his friends, his family, they get to laugh. Oh, so you voting for Biden? And I'd be like, y'all say that like it's a bad thing. Like, I had a young female come on his page and ask me, like, you really gonna vote for Biden? And I'm like, you really not? You a woman. Do you not realize that Donald Trump is already bragging about taking away women's rights? Do you not realize that this man is bragging about grabbing women and touching women, and he's being accused of taking it from women? He's being found of guilty from taking it from women. These same women can end up pregnant, then he tell them you can't have an abortion. He's trying to outlaw the medication that would end that pregnancy. He's already told doctors, hey, you should be killed and locked up and you should face charges if you end that pregnancy. And my first thing was, well, what if it's a minor? What if it's a minor that been took advantage of unfairly and unjustly and ended up with her predator's baby? And now you want to make her give birth to her attacker's baby, look just like the man who did this to her, and you got to tell her, hey, love him anyway. Even though every time you look at your baby, you might see the man that did that to you, that you have nightmares about every day. So, worst part is, that man might be Donald Trump. How sick is that? There's some women around here that might be carrying his baby or have his babies. I can think of one 12-year-old dog almost did. You see what I'm saying? So I say this type of stuff to her, and I'm like, you being a girl, a female, a woman, young woman, whatever, how do you vote for a man that you hear saying this, that you see being convicted of these charges, and that's who you stand behind? My thing is, like I tell my homeboy, I'm like, bro, I ain't even tell him I told y'all. But like, I come to the realization that y'all know this shit. You just don't give a damn. You so caught up in the hype. Now, let me get to the truth that this man told. They got him on video talking. And he's saying that he know the TV game better than anybody. But he said that about a lot of shit. But one thing I will say is, what he said this time made sense. It was the truth. I done told y'all this shit before. Donald Trump said, it don't matter how evil you are, how righteous you are, how bad, how good, how loud, how quiet, none of that. You can be the most diabolical motherfucker in the world if you want to, long as you getting ratings. Long as the camera love you, long as people want to watch you, they want to hear what you got to say next. He was like, man, all these news stations that hate me, I could go on there and do whatever I want to do if I wanted to. It's about the ratings. They will let me come on there and say whatever I want to say if people will tune in and watch. It don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you do. It don't matter how you act, long as people watch. Donald Trump has been putting on a reality TV show since 2016 and before. He's been doing it all his life. Even when black people loved him, it ain't because we knew anything about him. It's because we knew who he was from being on TV and us being told he was rich, us being told he was a billionaire, he was a boss, he was a playboy, he was all that type of shit that young black men used to look up to. Until you found out that that motherfucker don't give a damn about you. Yeah, he take pictures with Mike Tyson. He don't give a fuck about a Mike Tyson. He take pictures with all these, but he did that to get his ratings up. You see what I'm saying? He did that to get his ratings up. He knew you don't know nothing about me, but you will see me with your favorite athlete and know that, hey, I hang with the people you like. They look up to me because I got all this money. We didn't know you didn't have the money. We thought you did. We didn't do no research. Goddamn it, Time Magazine didn't do the research. They rode around this motherfucker in a limo. And him pointing out Trump this, Trump that, Trump that. Yeah, I did this, I did that. You ain't do none of that shit. All that shit was your daddy's shit. Time Magazine didn't find it out for 20-some years. And they had a printer retraction. By the end, it was too late. They had already told everybody you was that dude. And you ran with it. And we thought this it was real, so we ran with it. Rappers rapped about you. But like they told me, if you want to be successful in front of the camera, and this game for anybody that want to be successful in front of the camera. If you want to be successful in front of the camera, movies, music, acting, the news, comedian, whatever it is, all the men got to want to be you. All the women got to want to sleep with you. You got to build yourself up and turn yourself into that character. Men want to be the people they see Denzel Washington play. Women want to sleep with that man. Whether he's selling drugs, as Frank Lucas, when you look at that, you be like, damn, he's doing it. Man, he was balling. Man, he shot him up over $3. He want his 10%. And the women like, oh, he buying birds, he taking trips, he doing this. Dudes want to be like that. Women want to be with that. You see what I'm saying? It's just how it go. When you go back and you watch New Jack City, everybody wanted to be like Nino Brown. Except to the last little 2 minutes of the movie. Nobody wanted to be like Ice-T. We don't even remember that man's name. Detective who? I cannot tell you what his name was in that movie. Seen it a million times. I know who G Money is. The Gutter Man, Keisha, Nino Brown. I know all of them folks. I don't know what motherfucking. All I know about Ice-T was nigga, your mama got killed. I remember Pookie name. I don't remember Ice-T name in that movie. Anybody do say his name? Type his name in. Anyway, let me get back on track. Donald Trump told the truth. I can do whatever I want to do because I get ratings. I say the shock value shit when I get on TV. I do all the bullshit that make people say, ooh, I can't believe he did that. Back when he was, and this is the problem. If you turn on the internet right now and type in Trump, everybody all day, even this podcast that you're watching right now is talking about this man. He ain't been in office in 4 years. We have not stopped talking about him the whole time. He gonna do some stupid shit every night. So it's 100,000 videos. His name is everywhere the next morning. That's what keep him alive. If you quit talking about the man and let him die, he'll die. I promise he will. But it's not happening. It's not happening. Because he done figured that out. Sometimes I wish I could advise Joe Biden, like, bro, if you get on TV tonight and call Trump an asshole, just use your cuss words, bro. Tell the world, man, dude ain't shit. This some bitch is not good, but I guarantee you have a million headlines in the morning. Everybody gonna talk about how you picked your balls up and you ain't going and you ready to fight Donald Trump. And that's all you need is people to get to talking about you all day, every day. Biden starting to get a little push. Why? Because he went on that debate, fucked it up. And he ain't fuck it up because he didn't know what he was talking about. You sure about that? Scotty wasn't a white dude? I don't know. I promise you I don't. Like, I seriously, you said, Scotty, this shit don't even ring a bell. Ain't a ding dong, no damn word. Yeah, I'm gonna take your word for it, man. I ain't got no choice. But it's like they've been talking about Biden for a week now. Bro, you the president. You finally starting to get some posts. You starting to get some recognition. And it's driving you and making you a little bit stronger. Because people are actually talking about you. They're paying attention to you now. Nobody knew how good of a job you've been doing in office until they get to hearing your name ring. The only time they hear your name is when Donald Trump is downplaying your name and downplaying everything you're doing, lying like it was him. If you're not going to pick your nuts up and be heard, then you're not going to be heard. He going to drown out everything you're doing. And whether you're doing it good or bad, folks are hearing his name. They don't have time to filter out the real shit from the bullshit, because by the time they hear the shit, it's 100 more stories to hear. You see what I'm saying? And what I was saying about the folks that's following dude, they gonna follow dude anyway. Like when I was talking about old girl, they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear nothing bad about Trump. So these folks ain't paying no attention to the Epstein list. They hear it, they don't want to hear it. All that other shit the dude is doing, they hear it, they don't want to hear it. Y'all remember? Like, I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. At this very moment, our Supreme Court is letting us down, selling us out. My only hope with them is that it ain't everybody. They fighting right now, like internally. They at war with each other because half of them is corrupt. Well, a little bit over half of them is corrupt. And the other half are really doing what the fuck they supposed to do. So right now they fighting at odds. And they can't get a majority because half of them is motherfucking dirty. We know Clarence Thomas been, but this is my thing about the Supreme Court, what I never thought about until the other day. When you take a motherfucker like Clarence Thomas and you realize that these billionaires are taking him on trips and putting him on planes and going on vacation with him, or he going on vacation with them. They done bought his mama house and let her live in it, bought acres and acres and acres around that house and gave them to her. Like, we gonna triple your land, buy your house, you won't owe us nothing, you just keep the house. And to a lot of people, they look like a gift. And I started thinking, what if it's not a gift? What if it's a setup? Meaning, what if when he go on vacation with these motherfuckers, it's not because he want to? What if he not on the beach having fun? What if he at these places and they got him at the barrel of that gun and he just signing these papers? This is what we gonna do. Now, you know, if you go back and lie and try to say we made you do this, it's gonna look real bad on you. I own the house your mama live in, bro. You need to do what I say. Because all this shit can come out. What if all this shit is coming out because they want it to come out? Like, nigga, you don't want to play by the rules? We're gonna put a little bit of information out there. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit, cause you know a lot of shit is coming out on dude. A lot of the dumb shit, the bad shit, the fuck nigga shit he done did is starting to be exposed. And I'm like, bro, these are Supreme Court judges. You stupid motherfuckers ain't that stupid to be getting caught up. You've been getting away with this shit forever. I think you're being exposed. That's why y'all voting for Trump and giving Trump what the fuck he want right now. That's why y'all have voted to give Trump immunity. The presidential immunity that didn't exist, now all of a sudden y'all made it like, okay, well, yeah, I think he should have that. I think presidents should. They need that. How could they do their job without it? The same way they've been doing their motherfucking job all this time, bro. When it was time to drop bombs on Hiroshima, the president didn't need immunity to pick his nuts up and do that. When it was time for D-Day, the president didn't need immunity to say, hey, y'all go over there and do that. You see what I'm saying? The only time I seen some shit going down and the president act like he didn't have no nuts to handle it was January 6th. That's when we needed a president that has some nuts to say, hey, military, stop that shit. Stop that shit. Nothing happened. That was Trump. So that's why he needs immunity. So when it's time for him to handle his business, he can do it. My thing is this here. If you're going to give Trump the immunity and you say all presidents should have this immunity, don't that mean Biden got it? That means Biden can do some of the shit that Trump talking about he want to do, right? When he like, I'm going to get in the office and I'm going to do this. Now that he got immunity, can't he just tell motherfucker, hey, Secretary of State, lock that motherfucker up. I'm tired of this. Lock that motherfucker up. Dude around here forcing grapes on motherfuckers. Dude around here lying to the government, stealing from the motherfucking government, stealing from the White House. That's treason. You got me fucked up, bro. Lock that motherfucker up. Oh, and by the way, new law. Convicted felons cannot run for office. Mayor, governor, president, student council. None of that shit. Am I right or am I right? Like, if I was Biden, I'd gonna pick my nuts. I'm like, look, I know a lot of you motherfucking MAGA people gonna be like, look, he did. You wasn't gonna say a goddamn thing if 5 months would have went around and we'd let that motherfucker do it. You'd have been real cool with that. So I'm gonna save the motherfucking country. So as soon as I'm done locking his ass up, I'm gonna turn to my Supreme Court. Clarence Thomas, you and your goons. We're gonna change some things about the Supreme Court shit, y'all. No more lifetime seats. That shit over. Because y'all don't appreciate it. You don't know what to do with it. We're gonna give you 12 years. And you can't be impeached. If some shit like this come out that you done did something, your ass is prison. Ain't no, when you get impeached out of these offices that the people have trusted you in, it should not be no, okay, well, you go home. No, motherfucker, you going to prison. Because you took an oath. And we take that shit serious. I'm just saying, man. I wish, man, I pray the Biden old ass wrinkled ass nuts get big enough and he pick them motherfuckers up and say, you know what? I may just go down as the greatest president in the history of motherfucking America when I put a stop to all this bullshit. All this bullshit. And then put America back to where the fuck we was, headed that way. That way. to the top. You see, Donald Trump act like that's what he want to do. Like, man, I just need to be a king for a day. I just give me one day, and then say, bro, this man is only running for office to save himself from going to prison. Who don't know that? I remember a time when he was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna run for office. And then the charges came down. He was like, yep, I'm running for office. I'm running for president. And they only trying to hit me with these charges for it's politically motivated. No, it ain't, motherfucker. You was facing these charges way. When you was facing this shit when you was in president, when you was in office. And what they told your dumb ass. You can't be charged because you are a sitting president. How is Joe Biden putting charges on you when these same charges was waiting on your ass to get out the White House? This man wasn't president. You was president and these charges was sitting there waiting on your dumb ass. Some of these charges was waiting on you before you even ran for president the first time, bro. These grape cases, these women you done did this shit to, and then a lot of the shit you did when you was in office, you stealing motherfucking government secrets and shit. There's some more shit I need to research, man, but I'm just gonna throw it out there so y'all can do y'all own research. Last week, a big ass Russian plane came and landed in New York. Thing is, Donald Trump wasn't in New York. So that same plane just said that it was just so big, it was running out of gasoline and need to land in America. Beg you please, can we land in America? We running out of gas. Took off and flew off again. This time they landed at the same damn airport Donald Trump was at. And that plane taxied down that runway and it kept driving. And it kept driving until it found Donald Trump plane and it landed right beside him. It stopped right beside Donald Trump plane. It was the Russian embassy plane. It's not a motherfucking coincidence. And if it is, then tell me about this one. Donald Trump plane took off the other day. When it landed, it was right beside goddamn the Kremlin plane. Now, you know, they were tracking the plane, but it's Donald Trump, so he gonna talk his way out of it. They gonna listen their way out of it, because half of America that have that like this dude don't give a damn. They don't notice. And I've been telling y'all this. The man is owned by Putin. Putin owns Donald Trump. He's owned the man since the 80s. They tried to make him run for president way back in the 80s. And he tried it. But he got scared and backed out. And for all you motherfucking Republicans that might happen to be watching, he was running behind the Democratic Party. Donald Trump wasn't a Republican until it was time to run Republican. He was Democratic all before then. When he started doing all that bullshit, that's when he came out as Republican. We not gonna tell nobody that though. These motherfuckers I already know it. You just don't give a damn. Let's get back to the ratings, the entertainment. I told y'all, much as I love LeBron James, he's an entertainer. I know he's a basketball player, but basketball is just a form of entertainment. It's a sport. All sports is entertainment. Now, while the Supreme Court was doing all this bullshit, and they were sneaking and they were passing laws like drafts and all that shit, you know what we was doing? We were being entertained. Drake, Kendrick Lamar, entertainment, right? We was all focused into that. Some type of way, the WNBA exploded, entertainment. Ain't no NBA, but WNBA, entertainment. Whoa. So many motherfuckers got involved in that ain't never gave a damn about it. Propaganda. Ratings. Good or bad, like Trump told you, get the ratings. I had to tell my other mama today, I said, look, Me and the dude get into it on Facebook because he talking about how he watched WNBA and we all should. And this now I told him, nigga, use a puppet. Man, what the fuck you mean, nigga? I like that shit. I said, say, bro, let me ask you a question. Did you watch WNBA last year? It's been out over 20 years, bro. Did you watch it any of them 20 years before this year? Tell the truth. It wasn't good before. I said, bro, let me tell you something. Let me tell your ass something. Because you ain't smart enough to see it. I said, Caitlin Clark used to disrespect everybody doing that John Cena shit in their face. She played a game against Angel Reese and lost. And when the game was over, Angel Reese was doing this shit here. The media blew that shit up into some racial shit. Oh, she's so disrespectful. Why she just can't play basketball? Why she got a showboat? So then, you know, the black folks were like, hold on. They just showed a video of Lil Mama doing the same shit last week to somebody. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. Fuck them. You know, that's the mentality. So then, people start seeing the drama. You know what drama bring? Attention and entertainment. Some type of way, these girls got to playing each other all the time. Like, they played each other to be in two different conferences more than they should in goddamn college. Only motherfuckers you hear about. And then South Carolina won the championship. You don't hear nothing about them. You still hearing about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Why? Because that's what a drum is. That's what a storyline is. That's what a propaganda is. That's what a ratings is. That's what a views is. So then, 2 weeks after they win a motherfucking after the shit is over, both of them is playing professional ball and they teams play every week. I had to tell my other mom, I said, look, Magic and Jordan didn't play every motherfucking week. Jordan and Bird didn't play. They play 2-3 times a year, maybe even 4. They not playing every damn week. You can go back week after week after week, at least 3 weeks in a row, maybe 4. The Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark played each other. Why? Because it's a storyline, there's propaganda, there's ratings, there's views, it's entertainment. That's what you came to see. See, the NFL, the NBA and all this shit, they don't give a fuck what you came to see. They gonna show you what the fuck they want to show you. They make the motherfucking schedule out, and that's who gonna play. But all of a sudden, everybody watching WNBA and Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is playing every week. I don't give a damn who play. It's like when LeBron's doing. You can't go on goddamn me any NBA show, any sports show, and not hear something about LeBron since he was in high school up until today. 20 plus years. You ain't never, ever had a basketball show them to get their main name. Same way they do Trump. Because that's what get the ratings. You see what I'm saying? But like I told you, while all this Drake shit was going on, the Kendrick Lamar shit, while all the goddamn me Caitlin Clark shit, let me quit doing my hands like that before motherfuckers start thinking I'm Illuminati or some shit. All these motherfuckers is having something going on. And then when the smoke clear, it's like, Supreme Court did what? Nigga, they changed the draft to what? They did the huh? Yo. While you were watching Power, while you were watching this show or that show or this sports show or that sports show or whatever it was, whatever drama they created to be entertaining to get the ratings. Wherever they got the eyes to go, I told you that's why entertainers get so much money. They get so much money. LeBron James is a billionaire. Why? Because he's somebody they can talk about every day. They can talk about this man every day. You're going to listen. Some of us going to love it. I mean, some of us going to love it. Some of us going to hate it. But they going to listen. They going to listen. That's why they'll pay LeBron. That's why Caitlin Clark getting shoes and Angel Reese and them getting shoes. That's why they getting private planes. Because we finally got some females that'll make a motherfucker listen. Somebody we can talk about every day. We gonna pay y'all for that. Cause the money for the roll in, cause motherfuckers gonna tune in every day to hear about y'all. They didn't tune in to hear about Cheryl Swoops every goddamn day. Didn't nobody give a fuck about Cheryl Swoops. She can break all the records she wanna break. We gonna pay y'all. Why you think Jordan goddamn me is Jordan? Jordan wasn't Jordan. I mean, that was his name. But all the shit they talking about he did and he could do, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You got motherfuckers that played with Jordan way back then to tell you right now, say, bro, we wasn't allowed to foul him. We wasn't allowed to guard him too close. Like the referee would literally tell us, hey, bro, back up off of Jordan. I'm going to put you out the game. I'm going to give you a foul. I done seen referees come on them like, man, they told us to call fouls for this play right here, and Jordan did it, and I gave him a motherfucking foul, and I was in the commissioner office that night, not the next day. Soon as the game was over, that man had me in his office like, hey, what the fuck wrong with you? Well, you told us to start calling fouls. Not on Jordan, I didn't. You let that motherfucker do what the fuck he... Why? Because Jordan was the one. Jordan lucked up in the beginning of his career and started wearing gold chains. They started finding his ass for them gold chains. Because he wore them during the game. And he wore them anyway, made him a bad boy. They started finding Jordan for wearing them shoes with the red sole on the bottom of them. $50,000 a game, guess what? He kept wearing them. So the next year, instead of finding him for wearing them games, they took them same shoes and slapped the basketball with some wings and put Air Jordan on them motherfuckers. Them was the Jordan 1s. Because kids had started buying the Nikes that he was wearing every game, getting in trouble with them damn Nikes and them gold chains. He was rebellious. So all the kids started wearing the shoes he was wearing because they was rebellious. That's what kids do. Nike took that shit and ran with it. They marketed the fuck out of that. And in the end, it was like, hey, whatever Jordan do, make us money. So we got to make sure this motherfucker is the best. All the men want to be, all the girls want to do him. That's what we got to do for him. LeBron James broke the mold because he wasn't the type of dude that women can even see themselves being with, because that man got a wife. And he faithful. And he take her everywhere he go. Women on the groupies don't even see an opportunity to get at this man. And he didn't need their propaganda. He created his own. It was a phenomenon. He came into the game. He was in high school doing that shit. That's why I tell y'all, Michael Jordan wasn't in high school doing Michael Jordan shit. Michael Jordan wasn't in college being Michael Air Jordan. That nigga was just Michael Jordan. He did some shit. He wasn't doing the shit they were saying he was doing. I done seen so many videos of Clyde the Glide Drexler doing Mike bad, defensive and offensive, dunking on him, shaking the shit out of him, swatting his motherfucking ball. A lot of motherfuckers did Jordan like that. All the time. Until it was a motherfucker like LeBron James came to the game. His name was Scottie Pippen. Do it all. Big tall motherfucker to dunk on you, shoot on you, steal your ball, rebound, all that shit. And they put him on the team with Jordan, and all Jordan had to do after that was score the ball. It's like goddamn me putting LeBron James in his prime with a motherfucking Kobe Bryant in his prime. Kobe was a ball hog, loved to shoot. But if you were to put LeBron James on the court where a motherfucker had to look somewhere else, like, hey, and then that same motherfucker that's over here you got to look at that's doing all this shit will pass the ball to Kobe. Kobe gonna kill you. What he supposed to do? What the fuck he supposed to do? But like I said, man, it's all about ratings, entertainment, who can get your eyes off of the real world and onto the TV screen. Who can get your ears off of the goddamn me political opponents and goddamn me onto the phone, you know what I'm saying, Who music is you gonna download and listen to all goddamn day while the president giving a speech? You over here listening to the new album. You over here watching the latest boxing match. I'm just saying, man. So to combat a little bit of that, we finna get more political. I'm finna start giving y'all more updates on what I'm be paying attention to when I'm not paying attention to the entertainment. Cause every day while I'm riding this truck, I be listening to what's going on with Trump, what's going on with the Supreme Court, what's going on with this governor, that governor, Marjorie Taylor Greene, O'Bannon, all them folks. And I hate to say that I be listening more to the Republican side because not what they saying, but what's happening with them. The shit they getting caught doing, the shit they getting caught lying about, and we, it's always gonna be Chicken George in the motherfucking midst, man. Old house ninja. You know what I'm saying? I see so many. I ain't gonna say so many. I see a few black people just so magnetized by Donald Trump. Like the black woman that was jumping up at Chick-fil-A, hugging him, talking about how he done changed her life, and oh, I love you so much, and I'm gonna vote for you, and you changed my mind. The woman worked for dude. She on payroll. This same woman was at the church when he was speaking to the black people. Whole different city. What are you doing here? She was at the barbershop the other day when he was speaking to the black people. Whole different other city. What are you doing here? Like, we can see you. By now, we know your face. But you play a different role all the time. It's a woman that died, and she was a school teacher at Sandy Hook. Tragedy is she died again in the Boston Marathon. Go Google that shit right now if you can. If you can't, write it down. Something. Same woman dies in Sandy Hook and then dies again in the Boston Marathon. They use the exact same picture. Sandy Hook is nowhere near Boston. This woman was dead way before the Boston Marathon. So how in the hell did you die again? It gets scary when you realize how fake shit is sometimes. And I'm not saying the killers were fake. I'm saying shit be fake. And I'm also saying that they have you programmed to the point where you don't even want to call the shit fake. Where you be like, I'm not saying the killings were fake. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I can lead y'all, make your own conspiracy up. I just give you the information for you to look it up and be like, this nigga was right. This is the same white woman, the exact same picture, different names. At least they did give her a different name. She probably died a couple times before. But I just trip on that type of shit. It's like aliens, man. It ain't no explanation for it. And if you found one, they gonna lie to you about it for 50, 60, 70 years. Then one day gonna come out to you, all right, man, it was true. Like, some dude with some telescope, an exo telescope or something like that, found another planet, and the planet had gases on it that looked like, made it seem like it was somebody living on the planet. I didn't really go too much into it. It was something I seen yesterday. I like, but they was like that was the biggest amount of proof that they ever had that aliens exist. And I'm like, no, it ain't. You ever seen an alien movie? I have. Until recently, they was all the same. Aliens come from outer space. They come down to Earth. Recently, there's been a couple movies that came and said, "Nah, aliens was already here. They in the Earth. They gonna come from the bottom." And I'm like, you know what? That's been put out there before too. When you look at shit like Godzilla, this big motherfucker is just chilling in the earth, and then he come on up like, hey, damn. I can't think of that other movie where they finally realized that, man, these motherfuckers ain't come from out the sky. These motherfuckers coming from out the ground. They here. They looking at us like we the aliens. We the new motherfuckers that showed up on this planet. We only been here such and such amount of motherfucking years. When you can damn sure track bones and fossils and shit and be like, yep, this motherfucker's 1,000,000 years old. Wasn't none of us walking around back then. I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to, expect the unexpected. You got to look at shit with a different mind, man, and realize that everything we know, we done been showed, we done been taught, or we done been led to figure out or believe. A lot of things pan out, a lot of things don't. Like Tooth said a minute ago, a lot of shit is shit smoke and mirrors, man. When I was in prison, I used to read books on the Illuminati. And one of their mottos was, there's nothing a man can't achieve once he realizes the fact that there is no God. And their thing was, they were the gods, even though they was human. But them having religions and putting religions out was like TV shows and sports. It was something to keep you occupied. It was something to keep you entertained. It was something to keep you with a conscience, to make you think a certain way, to act a certain way, to believe a certain way. When they didn't have those blinders up to make them do that, it's like they would pretty much do what the fuck they wanted to do, or what was necessary to run the world and to keep order. The way they wanted it. Which is a scary thought if you think about that. My thing is, I believe we live in a version of that. And I say a version of that because I believe in God. But I also believe in evil, if that makes sense. So, I know that a motherfucker can pull the wool over your eyes. And I know the devil can come up with a plan like the Illuminati to make you think there is no God. And if you stop believing in God, then you can start achieving all the things you want to, because there won't be no roadblocks. And I'm going to just tell you like this. I'd rather have help. I'd rather have somebody I can lean on, somebody I can believe in, somebody I can confide in, somebody I can trust. Than to just say, fuck it, I'm gonna do it on my own. I can do it on my own. Right. But the thing about it is, and I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I'll tell you this. The easiest way to bring people together is through tragedy. That I know of. Today is Friday. Nobody woke up Friday and said, you know what, we got to come together. We got to get on one accord, man. We got to help each other. We got to love each other. 2001, September the 12th, people woke up and said, man, we got to put our differences aside. We got to come together. We got to help each other. We got to love one another, man. We got to protect one another. It's us against the world, baby. Let's go. And they meant that shit. Wonder why? Because the day before, some tragic shit happened. 9/11, some buildings came down. Like, I'm on some real shit. When Martin Luther King died, black people came together. When Emmett Till died, black people came together. When George Floyd died, people came together, bro. And I hate to say that pawns got to be took off the board or people got to be sacrificed, but I'm just saying it seems like humans come together behind tragedy. When COVID struck, it seemed like people started getting just a little bit more respectful of people. People start, excuse me, thank you, being a little bit more considerate. People start realizing, you know what, man, I lost too many people this year behind nothing, something I can't fight, something I can't get revenge on, I can't strike back. And people start being nice to each other, man. For a while, it was the opposite. I can remember being in the store with my mama, and this old man steady walking up behind us while we in line, and I want to turn around and tell the dude so bad, say, bro, if you don't get my goddamn 6 feet, I will push your ass 26 feet. But this was an old ass man, and I ain't say nothing to him. I wanted to, but man, I'm more respectful than that. Anyway, man, I still gotta do a lot of driving tomorrow. Gotta give me a little personal time in, check my blood sugar again, cause I've been eating the way I want to eat, and my blood sugar was like 399 when I checked it earlier. But I was in need of taking my medication in too. I took my medication in, so I'm about to straighten up around here and check my blood sugar again, man, and give me some rest. So, y'all think about what I said, man. Just realize we put the switch gears a little bit, man, and we're gonna start talking about this world and the people in it, and ways we can do better. Cause ain't nobody else doing it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to talk about evil shit and wicked shit, man, and we gonna have some of that. You know, there ain't never no shortage on evil and wicked shit, but we need to get some enlightenment going on, some betterment going on, practice what you preach going on, and don't be afraid to take the long road instead of the wrong road. Do things the long way instead of the wrong way. Find somebody to help tell somebody you love them. You know I love y'all, man, and I appreciate you. Yeah.